viewers, this is Straight Talk. My name is Ian Mambe, and in our episode today we are joined by the Honorary Consul of Zimbabwe in Israel, Mr. Ronny Levi Musan, who is joining us to try and understand the current state of affairs between Zimbabwe and Israel. Mr. Musan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, probably to start off with, can you tell us a brief about yourself? Who exactly is Mr. Ronny Levi Musan?
I born and raised in Jerusalem. I'm 48 years old. I have 2 kids. All my life I've been engaged with entrepreneurship, business initiatives, moving things, public relations, foreign affairs, etc. And that's what actually brought me to the position that I have today in Zimbabwe.
Now, you mentioned there the issue of your international engagements, and how did you get to have a relationship with Zimbabwe and Africa at large?
In the last 20 years, I'm serving as senior consultant to the Holy Land Church and other religious organizations around the world. And when I started my journey in Africa to bring Israel much closer to Africa, because you know Africa is the future of Christianity, and it's very interesting because in the past Europeans used to send missionaries to Africa. Today Africa is sending missionaries all over the world. And when it's come to Bible, when it's come to faith, it's must be connected with Israel. That's why I went to different countries in Africa to build strong relations between the head of churches in Africa to the Holy Land, and thanks be to God I succeed very much with that. And this is how I come to Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe you have mega churches here, you have a very precious, faithful people in Zimbabwe, and for me, I said, okay, what's happening in Zimbabwe? Let's do something there, and thanks be to God we are here today.
And your role in Israel is quite big of representing Zimbabwe in your country there. And what makes you think that you are the rightful person to represent Zimbabwe in Israel?
First of all, I would like to thank God for that. It's not for granted. Second, I strongly believe and identify myself with the way of thinking of His Excellency the President Emmerson Mnangagwa. And above all, I love the people of Zimbabwe. They are strong, faithful people. They are hard-working people. They have a lot of faith in themselves, and they love their country. And today I can tell you, after 1 year of relations, I feel like home in Zimbabwe. I feel like family with the people of Zimbabwe. They are very kind people. Every time I see a Zimbabwean, they smile at me. Although they have challenges, but they just smile at you and very kind to me, and I really love the people of Zimbabwe.
Now it's almost a year since you've been appointed to this position.
Yes.
And how would you describe the role so far? How has it been for you?
To be a honorary consul is not just a nice role. It's not just a job that you do by the way around other things that you do. No, it's a 24/7
full-time job.
Full-time, it's 24/7 responsibility to every citizen of Zimbabwe. It's not only the big guys. Every citizen of Zimbabwe, you need to reply. You need to answer their questions. You need to answer their messages. That's what I do. Beyond the fact that I'm working to find ways for investments and businesses to Zimbabwe, at the end of the day, you need to take care for the messages and for the requests that I receive from the people of Zimbabwe when they want to be connected with Israel.
On one of your Facebook posts
Yes.
with the president, you mentioned that you are not in Zimbabwe to be taking pictures with him, with nice suits and all that.
Yeah.
You actually say that you are here for hard work to make sure that there is transformation. And people would really want to know, what sort of hard work are we talking about?
Today I have very nice office in Jerusalem and I have one office in Tel Aviv. I can tell you that I have no another room for another picture on the wall in my office. So I didn't come here to take pictures.
You already have enough pictures in your
Pictures is
offices.
good for one meeting, second meeting, but not the third and above. Why? Because when I meet His Excellency the President today, I come to work. When I meet ministers here in Zimbabwe, I come to work, to take things to higher level, not just to spend time with courtesy conversations. Because if we are going to spend our time in courtesy and pictures, we are not going to achieve any goals, and this is not why we are here. And when it's come to real actions, every time I go to Israel, I made my homework. I meet with people, investors, banks, companies who want to be involved in Zimbabwe. We're checking the numbers, we're checking the proposals, and then we bring it to the decision makers in Zimbabwe. And when we meet with them, we say to them, okay, this is what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's take it to another level. If it's good, good. If it's not good, let's put it aside and move with another things. This is how you achieve results. By working, hard working, and seriousness.
And what are some of the achievements that you can point to since you have been appointed to date?
The number one achievement is the fact that I established official consulate of Zimbabwe in Israel. This is the first achievement. Once you have an office like that, I'm talking about a very nice office, a high-level office, very nice location. When you have such kind of presentation for Zimbabwe, people are starting to knock on your door to be partner with you. Because when you represent something in high level, people like to join success. They don't like to join something that just starts right now. This is how we represent Zimbabwe, and I want that the viewers will understand what kind of level we represent them. And when we opened the office, we started to get a lot of requirements from many business people, companies who want to invest money in Zimbabwe. And I can tell you that so far I achieved a lot of movement and agreements with some companies who are willing to come tomorrow to Zimbabwe and start the work. The problem we have now is the COVID-19, which put everything in hold. Yes, but I came here, I spent 1 month because I didn't want to go back to Israel and to be in quarantine then, to spend more time. So we need to play according to what's going on in the world today.
Talking about investments and business, what are some of the business opportunities for Zimbabweans there in Israel?
In Israel, what the Zimbabwean can get benefits is from the technology, know-how, and investment. Because Israel is very stable and strong economy. And some investors in Israel are looking for other countries to invest their money. This is where Zimbabwean can get benefits. It all depends what is the project we're talking about, what we can offer to the investors, what guarantees we can give to the investors, and then I can tell you that the sky is the limit because we have money in Israel, we have top technology and top companies that we can work with. It's all about what we can offer them from Zimbabwe to invite them here, to be safe with their investment, and then the sky is the limit. And we're working on it. We're taking everything to that direction.
And Israel is one of the diamond marketing hub there in the world. And
yes.
So it's actually one of the biggest. And Zimbabwe is strong economically from the mining sector. How do you intend to develop this position of Zimbabwe being a mining country and your country being a marketing hub?
According to what I know, and I met some diamond traders around the world, they said, we're coming to Zimbabwe, we take the diamonds, we add our markup, we sell it to a higher price, and we make money on the back of the Zimbabwean people. Something didn't ring the bell for me. I said, let's try to take it to a different level. Let's bring money to Zimbabwe from their own resources. Why should we milk the resources of the country if we can use it to make fair business and bring more money to Zimbabwe? Why we should abuse the people of Zimbabwe? No.
But how do you intend to bring that transformation?
I will tell you, you have two ways to do that. One is to represent the diamond industry in higher level, so people will come and understand, okay, we cannot play with Zimbabweans anymore. We cannot come and take cheap diamonds and sell it to a higher price. This is one. Second, it's building a state-of-art cutting and polishing factory here in Zimbabwe, which is going to bring additional value to the diamond, and apparently you sell the diamond in higher price. By so doing, you bring different image of your diamond industry, and above all, bring more foreign currency to your country. That's what we are going to do.
Earlier on, you gave me a very strong religious background when you introduced yourself. Now let's talk about, are there some of the religious linkages that have created between Zimbabweans and people in Israel?
Of course. You know, the Zimbabwean people are faithful people. That's what I love them a lot. And this in Israel, it's all about God and Holy Spirit. And you cannot, there is no way that Israel and Zimbabwe are not going to be very close to each other. Because the Zimbabwean people are drawing their power, their spiritual power from Israel. Okay? And now when you want to work with the religious, when you want to work on the spiritual level, you need to work with the spiritual pillar of your country. And I'm honored and blessed to meet Bishop Mutendi and Baba Guti, who blessed me and give me their blessing to move forward with them, to shift the relationship, the spiritual relationship with Israel and Zimbabwe to much higher level with them. And I'm very blessed to work with them.
We will continue there with the discussion of how you met these big people in Zimbabwe. And we are taking a short break. To stay with us. Welcome back, and you are still watching Straight Talk, and we are speaking there to the Honorary Consul of Zimbabwe in Israel, Mr. Ronny Levi Musan. And Mr. Musan, before we went for the break there, you talked about your encounter with very big religious people in Zimbabwe. Can you tell me more about this?
I signed MOU last week with Bishop Mutendi when it's come to education, agriculture, spiritual relations, and very special project which is building Zion Park in memory of late Samuel, the founder of Zion Christian Church in Zimbabwe. So because, as you know, the majority of the faithful in Zimbabwe cannot afford to go to Israel. So we came with an idea to build a very big park in memory of late Father Samuel. Like it's going to look like Mount Zion atmosphere in Jerusalem. So people, when they come, they can walk and feel Jerusalem much closer. So it's going to be like a little Holy Land for the people of Zimbabwe. That's what I'm going to do first thing with Bishop Mutendi. And when it's come to Baba Guti, he is a real man of God. We are going to work on bringing lectures from Israel to his university to train his students and to work on different level of cooperation between universities so they can exchange students.
That's quite a very big plan that we have for the country there. But now let's talk about the education sector. Are there any chances for learners in Zimbabwe to try and go to learn in Israel or vice versa?
Absolutely, yeah. This is our plan, but we need to wait till the COVID-19
is over, of course,
disappear from our life. But this is where we are going, because many students from the university which are already met. I visited universities, I visited different places in Zimbabwe. They eager and keen to go to Israel, to feel Israel much closer and be much more involved with students in Israel. And some students in Israel want to know about other countries and to know about other agriculture systems or way of thinking of other countries. So then we can exchange the students to work together with the different universities.
Mm-hmm. You earlier on talked about how your country is strong in terms of technological advancement in doing business, and you've seen that Zimbabwe is pillared on mining and agriculture. How can the Zimbabwe's agricultural sector benefit from your country's technological advancement?
Agriculture is the foundation of this country. Zimbabwe used to be called the grain basket of Africa, and we must take Zimbabwe back
to those levels.
Yes, we need to bring the crown back to Zimbabwe. And how we can do that? Not by hard work, by technology. You know, I met many farmers in this country, beloved people. They wake up in the morning till evening, work very hard with all of their spirit because they believe in their soil. But if we are going to use the technology of Israel, we can make the life of farmers much easier. We can produce much more, and we can make much more money for the farmers. So by technology, what are you doing? You make all the industry of agriculture much better, faster, and much more profitable.
And I'm sure through the time that we have been walking through Zimbabwe, you've seen how Zimbabweans are doing, and what can the farmers expect or possibly do in the meantime to try and develop their business technological-wise?
Most of the farmers cannot afford to buy the technology from Israel. This is where the investors are coming in. Mm-hmm. We have different plans. I don't want to talk all about the details of the plans we have, but we have plans to support the farmers, because the farmers can bring every farmer in this country can be a tool of foreign currency to this country. Every one of them. Small, big, they are the same. Because if you are going to export what you have to Europe or to China or even to Israel, you know how much foreign currency you can bring to this country? Mm-hmm. So the only thing we have, the only gap we have, is the financial support to the farmers to achieve what we can achieve with them. Mm-hmm. And I believe that in 2021 we are going to bring a very big achievement and results in this aspect.
Mr. Musan, your Facebook page is filled with messages to Zimbabweans, and there's one that I want to particularly talk about, where you were giving a message of hope to Zimbabweans on the Anti-Sanctions Day, which is 25th October, and you're actually saying that sanctions must end. There was a mini prayer session in Israel for that. What can you tell us about your position and Israel's position on sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe?
Before that, I would like to say something for the Zimbabwean people. I see your country running under sanctions, and you're doing very well under sanctions. Just imagine what will happen without sanctions.
Without sanctions, yeah.
You can be an empire, because you are really doing good here. I see nice cars, nice people, nice industry working under sanctions. When it's come to sanctions, I actually do whatever I can in diplomacy to talk with the decision makers in Israel and abroad about the importance of removing the sanctions from Zimbabwe. It's not easy because it's too much politics and interest and hypocrisy, many issues here. But at the end of the day, I believe that once the world will see that Zimbabweans are flourishing, Zimbabweans are going to another level. This is what actually President Mnangagwa, His Excellency, is moving.
Yes.
He is leading a very great move to take the sanctions out of Zimbabwe, but he's doing it in the right way. You know what? He's doing this not by asking favors from countries. No, by improving his country so the other country will see, oh, something is happening in Zimbabwe, let's consider differently about the sanctions. This is the way to take the sanctions, not by go and ask favors, but to improving the power of Zimbabwe itself. That's what His Excellency is doing now.
And we are talking of the campaigns that you are doing on social media, and what can be a word to Zimbabweans there to say you can use social media to drive certain goals, because you are doing that through social media. What can you tell the Zimbabweans to do this?
Every Zimbabwean is a shofar, is a voice, is an ambassador of Zimbabwe. I am not a Zimbabwean. I'm just an Israeli who represents Zimbabwe in Israel.
Yes.
But every Zimbabwean who has a telephone, every kind of telephone, or have internet, he can be a very strong ambassador
of the
to
country.
Zimbabwe. Because at the end of the day, the foreigners want to hear the Zimbabwean people. So if you have good things to say about Zimbabwe, say it. To say bad things, it's easy. We don't need bad things. We need good things. Because let me ask you something. If you are a Zimbabwean guy and you say bad things about your country, what do you think I'm going to think about you?
You simply see the things that I'm telling you. So I have to project my country in a very positive way to try and give you a good
If you
picture.
want me as a foreigner to come to your country, to invest money in your country, you need to show me the good side of the country. Don't show me the bad side of the country. And that's what I'm asking for the Zimbabwean people. Show the world the good side of Zimbabwe. I can assure you that you are going to get great success. You know why? I know that we have politic arguments in like every other country
yes.
in the world. But at the end of the day, foreigners look at you, how you talk about your family, how you talk about your own country. If you talk good about your country, I would go with you.
If you talk good about your country, I will go with you, are the words from the Honorary Consul to Zimbabwe and Israel, Mr. Ronny Levi Musan, who is speaking to us there. We take another short break. We will be right back. This is the third segment of this episode of Straight Talk, and we are speaking there to Mr. Ronny Levi Musan, who is the Honorary Consul of Zimbabwe in Israel. And before we went for the break there, you were strongly speaking about the position of Zimbabwe and sanctions on Israel. You actually said Zimbabweans should be portraying a positive image of their country. Now, coming back to your role, how do you see the relations between Zimbabwe and Israel in the next 5 years, both from an economic point of view and from a diplomatic point of view?
I'm not a prophet, and I don't know what will happen next year. But if we are going to join forces, all of us, Zimbabwean and Israelis who has influence job in Israel, if we are going to join forces, we will see a great blessing in Zimbabwe. Great, no doubt on that. It's all about how we want to see ourselves in 5 years. As myself, I see that we are going to very, very, very good era. Because we got the support of His Excellency the President.
Yes.
We got the support of the people. We just need to be united in mission. When we are united in mission, we will succeed. So every one of us should be positive. So let's start the 2021 with positive message. Each Zimbabwean can make a little post in the social media with positive message for 2021. We already go there. And let me finish this important interview about my wishes to the people of Zimbabwe for 2021. You know, we're approaching Christmas, we're approaching the New Year.
New Year.
You know, Christmas is a symbol of new beginning, new era, the good news.
But for someone generally as General Zimbabwe who is watching us today, what can they do so that this goal that we have, this vision that we have, can be realized?
The only thing they can do is to act fast. To act fast, because the people of Zimbabwe take their time. Not only in Zimbabwe, in entire Africa. Israel is working very fast. Look what we accomplished in 70 years. So I give recommendation to every African businessman or every African little boy who want to be big in his country, be fast, act fast, deliver. Everything you say, deliver. Don't give promises on the air. Whatever you say, you should keep your words, and then I can assure you that you will see results. Because this is what we do. We come, we go back and forth. Every time I come, I go to Israel, I make my homework and come back to Zimbabwe with results. Because if I just come and give nice promises, nice talks, good ideas,
Without
good
results.
vision, without results, it's nothing. I can go just back home and stay in Israel, and that's it, and finish my job. I hope and pray that together, hands in hands, we can take Zimbabwe to better future, and I believe we are going to start in 2021.
As we round off this interview, I know you said your last word, but I want you to say to an ordinary Zimbabwean who is watching us today, what is your word to them?
Stay strong, stay nice and kind as you are already. You are strong, you are kind, you are very happy persons. And that's what I admire, because in other countries which they don't have sanctions, they have plenty of money, people are not happy like the Zimbabwean people. Stay happy, stay strong, believe in yourself, because the power of Zimbabwe in its people.
Mr. Musan, thank you so much for coming for this interview.
It's my pleasure, I thank you.
Stay strong are the words from the Honorary Consul to Zimbabwe in Israel, Mr. Ronny Levi Musan, who was speaking us today, talking about the relations between Zimbabwe and Israel. Until next time, pleasant viewing.